Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Jewel. Welcome to an episode that's been long overdue. Today is July 11th, 2020, and this year has been a year. I mean, if you are not feeling the impact of all that is happening this year, you're not living on this planet. My last video I did like, 3-4 months ago, I believe. And the main conversation at that time was the effects of COVID-19 on the Black community. Well, I would like to take today to just give my commentary and spin on some of the things that have been going on in our society that affect me as an individual, and basically talk about how that's impacting my life, my family, and on and on and on. First, I want to address the main issue that seems to be the primary topic going across, which is the Black Lives Matter and White Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter, ... Fill in the blank. If you want to blank Lives Matter, fill it in, okay? Personally, me, I understand the concept of Black Lives Matter, being a Black person. I understand also why some people are feeling a little bit upset because they don't feel like their life matters based on that slogan. And it wasn't about excluding lives. I don't believe that was the purpose when the individuals created Black Lives Matter. I believe what they were just trying to bring to the surface was the importance of making it aware that Black people were being killed for minimal crimes. They weren't being killed because they went and shot somebody, they stabbed somebody, they lynched somebody. They were being killed because of a $20 counterfeit bill, cigarettes being sold on the street. I mean, just stupid, random, non-violent offense. And I don't understand why people feel that a movement that attempts to raise awareness to stop the violence upon Black lives was so horrible. I really don't understand that. From my perspective, I believe all people matter. I do. I get it. Every life on this planet is important. But when I see video after video after video after video of somebody being shot, kneed, beat up, it gets old. It gets old, and it's mentally draining. It really is. It's mentally draining. It's mentally draining to be driving in my car day after day, wondering, make sure all my lights are working, make sure I'm not pissing off some popo, make sure I'm not on some police officer's radar who has a mission to harm as opposed to help. Let's talk about systemic racism, or racism that has been perpetuated by our government. And if you guys haven't read the book, The Color of Law, I do recommend it. Color of Law. I just finished listening to that. I listened to Audible. But I do recommend that because it sheds the light on how our United States government, presidents, congressmen, senators, mayors, city councilmen from state, county on up have contributed to racism by not making finances available for housing, for businesses, or blocking off certain areas so that they're so blighted and disgusting that no one can live in them. And if they do live in them, they're susceptible at a high rate of dis-ease. As I listened to the book, it was disturbing to hear about how our government went so far to make sure that Black people were excluded, that any minority that was not of a predominantly Caucasian slash white slash European descent. Anyone that was not in that group was basically excluded from having wealth, having a better, healthier life, living in proper housing. Our own government, they're not excused. And we need to be focusing there, because those individuals, they were a part of that whole establishment. Like when Hillary Clinton was a part of the establishment way back when she was an intern. But we don't hear about all of them. We only hear about some of them. And I think we need to be really drilling in and focusing on local government. That means your state, your county, your city, okay? All the way up to the President of the United States. And including all the agencies that surround that, FBI, CIA, Treasury. All those agencies are interlinked and connected and contributed to the racism. And they do it in code called law. This battle that is happening out in the streets with the protesters, they are attempting to raise that awareness to say, hey, wake up. It's time to wake up. This is not working for the majority of society. It is working for a few of the society. Since I opened that gateway, let's talk about those protests that we've been watching on TV and the rioting and the violence. Sadness to me wasn't about who got their store destroyed. The sadness was the fact that it had to get to that point. It had to get to the point of burning a building. It had to get to the point of breaking a window. It had to get to that point. My ancestors and those before me have been marching in the streets for years, since the 60s, since before that, trying to raise awareness that the way minorities, blacks, or non-Caucasian, non-white, non-Europeans have been getting treated. And it's sad that they had to burn down several cities, not just one or two, but several cities across the United States to say, wake the fuck up. And we're saying it to our leaders of this nation, that we are over the foolishness. And I really don't think they were getting it. I did not agree that a building had to be burned. What I feel is it's sad it had to get to that point. It had to get to that point. And is it going to change? That's the other question. Will it change anything? Will we begin to see what needs to be corrected? I doubt it. I really doubt that after all that is happening, after all the disruption, after all this turmoil, chaos, and dismay settles, anything will change. And why? Why won't it change? Because you still have companies that ignore the reality. And you got people out there that still feel they have the superior race. They are the superior race. That's what they feel. I see a video of white men attacking a black man and talking about lynching him on camera. That is evidence. It ain't over. They're so bold, they're so brave that they believe that a black life doesn't matter. They're disgusted by the fact that we even exist. And that is the sad part. So all this stuff that is coming up and people are yelling about and screaming about and want to change, it won't change until everybody, lottie dottie, every motherfucking body, from the president on down, gets on board with the change. But as long as you got one rotten seed preaching some bull about racism, they encoded with they're tearing down our statues that represent making America great again. Until you shut shit down, ain't nothing gonna change. Because our government is allowing chaos. They are approving it in their rhetoric. And that's what people aren't getting in their heads. And all these companies posting up, oh, we support the Black Lives Matter movement. We support equality. We support we support we support blah. Okay, appreciate it. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It ain't enough. Until you turn to the one on your left, your right, you say, you know what? I do business with you. I buy from you. How are you guys dealing with the disrest in your company? Just curious. Because we want to do business with people who are on board with us. Every company out there needs to be reaching out to the companies they do business with and saying, are you on board? Because we need it. We all need it. Not just for Black lives, but just for the human race. We need it. So these are just a few of the things that have been just on my mind heavy. So, whew, that was a lot. And I hope everyone finds peace and maybe some meditation. That has been very helpful to me in getting through this mental challenge of 2020. And it has really brought me some serenity and some grounding all together. So I'm going to end with that note. And everyone, love you. Peace. See you on the next round. Bye.